guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. This is the May installment of What God Taught Me this month. This has been a fairly busy month actually. Like, it's coming up to exam season. There's been quite a lot, not going on, but there's been quite a lot to do around the house. It's not too much yet, but I feel like if I say yes to too much it will be. But even through that, like, God is still speaking very loudly actually at the moment to me, which I guess is a real encouragement. This is the May instalment. Yes, it's May. I'm still in a hoodie. I thought I'd put on my favourite outfit of the month. Hoodie and grey joggers. No, grey leggings. Just because it's cosy and it's still cold. I've got the light on in here. You've probably not seen this corner of our house before, but I thought this would be a decent background to film on. And so we're just going to get into it. This is the May instalment of What God Taught Me this month. I hope this is a good prompt for you to go and reflect on what God has been teaching you this month. And I really like documenting this in a way of just so that I can look back on it and see kind of what part of my life, what season of my life, if you could call it that, I was in, and how God was speaking to me through that. But yeah, I'm just gonna get straight on into it and yeah, I'll start talking. So I was out for a walk with a friend a couple of weeks ago now, and I hadn't seen her properly in well over a year. And we were having a conversation and she said something that her dad had said to her that had made her cry, and she said it to me. It didn't make me cry, but it like hit right there. So in this world there's that, like, society says you've got to have the perfect body, you've got to look like this, it's got to be flawless, but actually obviously that doesn't make a person whole. If they have scars, it's fine. But then when we go to heaven, we, like, our earthly bodies don't come with us, and we have a new body and a new flesh. And actually by the time we get to heaven, none of us will have those scars, those emotional scars, those physical scars. The only person in heaven who will have scars is Jesus. Let that just sink in. The only person in heaven who will have scars is Jesus. We will be able to see the nail marks on his hands and on his feet as a reminder of actually he is the reason why we're in heaven. We are not getting here by our own good at all. Jesus is the only person in heaven with scars, and we were the people that put that there. And that won't be because heaven is the perfect place. That won't be a place of suffering or mourning for that. It'll be a place of, like, great gladness and thankfulness in you took that sacrifice for us. Obviously I don't know what heaven is like apart from what the book of Revelation says, but from what I know, it's a perfect place and there is no mourning or no pain or no suffering, and we will be made right again. We will be made perfect again, and those earthly scars and those earthly things will go away. So when she said that, that kind of took me back. And yeah, I just wanted to say it to you guys. Jesus is the only person in heaven with scars, and we were the people that put them there. Your earthly scars, your earthly things that you worry about with your body or whatever people think of you, they won't be there in heaven. The second thing that God has taught me this month is to trust him in all circumstances. This month has been a bit of a whirlwind. So I've had my boyfriend staying with us for the last 6 weeks now in our family home with us. And so there has been an increased responsibility in just doing things. Obviously when it's just me I can kind of look after myself fine, but when it's looking after someone else as well, it's not difficult, and I'm not complaining about that. It's just like an added step of responsibility. And so I think in suffering, a lot of people, there is the tendency to start thinking, oh God, why are you letting this happen? Like, it's not nice to see anyone ill, let alone the people closest to you. So like, God, why are you letting this happen? But actually I think we've both been quite lucky in the fact of, like, it's somewhere in, like, James, I think it is. Whenever anyone is sad, let them pray. Whenever anyone is happy, let them sing songs of praise. I think if anything, this kind of last month and a half has taught us you need to rely on God for this. for strength, emotional, physical, because nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So to trust God in those circumstances is hard, but is so important, because on our own I don't think we'd be getting through this. I think this would, I don't know where we'd be if we didn't have God. Probably not in a very good place. So yeah, that's trusting God in every circumstance, even the bad ones. Following on from that, still trusting God in every circumstance. So when I went to university, my kind of idea was, oh, I'm going to become a geography teacher, which, I mean, is still an option. But as I get further into the degree, I think my heart is slightly changing. It's moving away from, oh, I want to teach geography, to kind of not being so set in stone with that, which is kind of scary, because when I went into uni, I had a very clear plan. I'll do 3-year degree, I'll get my PhD, and I'll go on and teach. Whereas now, because I'm moving away from that, my thought processes and my heart is more open to, more things. And I think that shift has been happening over the last probably 6 months. But over the last month, there have been 3 different people that have all spoken into that situation and like my job, my career, without me actually asking, which is weird. I don't know if people have said this before, and because I've been so set in my way, I've not heard it or what, but over this last month, there have been 3 people that I very much trust and very much would take their advice, that have kind of offered almost an alternative to geography teaching, or not even an alternative, more of a, you have a gift in this, you need to pursue this. And yeah, I don't know if that's because I am doing more kind of public speaking, whether this YouTube channel is helping that and people are seeing it or what, but it just seems it's too much of a coincidence for it to just be a coincidence that these 3 people are all saying the same thing. They're all speaking into my life and I'm not asking them to. I was chatting to my mentor the other day and I said, these 2 people at the time, these 2 people are speaking into my situation. And I don't know whether it's a coincidence because it's 2. And when God speaks into a situation, he says it over and over and over and over again. And I said to her, if this is God, I'll hear it again. Yesterday I got a message saying, very specifically, you are gifted in this, pursue it, which isn't a coincidence, that's God. And so, yeah, my life is starting to look a little bit more, not free isn't the word, but less structured than I'd first planned when I went to uni. That's exciting, but it's also scary. Yesterday I was given the opportunity, or I was asked to be involved in something that is almost the perfect job. I really enjoyed the teaching side of teaching. I love being able to be in conversation with people and sharing the knowledge that I do have, which is why I have the whole geography series on my channel, which is why, I don't know, I like to share things that God has been teaching me, because it might teach someone else something too. But yeah, geography, it has always had my heart and it will do for years, but the Bible has my heart stronger now. And I think that has definitely grown in the last year, especially in the last 6-7 months. And so, yeah, these people speaking into my situation, I think I am more receptive to hear because I am less structured. But it's not a coincidence that they're all speaking into my life. And I know God's trying to talk to me in some way. And I know he's trying to say, you need to pursue this thing. But it's still scary. But it's exciting because I know he is very clearly speaking to me, because especially one of these people I knew for years and years and years, and like, it's not a person that I'd usually speak to, just out the blue. For them to speak into my situation very directly is definitely from God rather than like for human gain or whatever. So yeah, that's an exciting and kind of terrifying transition from I have my life sorted, I have my life planned, to I don't have my life planned and nothing is promised and tomorrow isn't even promised. And to trust God in that, whether that be the situation that's going on here with like illness, or whether it's kind of my life path. I need to listen to God and to tap into that and to actually hear what he's trying to say, because I've said it before, when God speaks into a situation, he doesn't say it once, he says it over and over and over and over again until you hear it. And I am hearing it, but I'm still hearing it again from other people. And so yeah, it's exciting, it's scary, but trusting God in that is what has been probably the biggest thing that I've learnt this month, to give those things to God and to kind of release control of my life over to him. And then the final thing that I've been learning this month is that it's okay to not reply to that message straight away. I started reading a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. I'm probably 3 chapters in, I'm not that far in, but even so, it's very apparent right now. Life is busy, it's exam season. Within like 3 weeks my exams start, and I'm in no way prepared for them in the way I should be, but that is okay, I think. Yes, I still want to achieve well, and I want to glorify God in my degree, but to busy myself up so much that I'm distracting from getting in the Bible and spending time in fellowship with people and listening to worship music and listening to podcasts is not great. And to be honest, I think I am getting a balance okay, but it is difficult, especially when I always feel like I've not got enough hours in the day to do things. There is so much I want to do with my life, and I've planned it all out, and it goes back to that thing of I don't have control over my life. I can try and work as hard as I can, and I am going to over this next month. So if uploads slip, I do apologise. I'm working to get my exams. But yeah, it's hard, but it's okay. But even in the little things, the busyness of life, if I have a message sent to me, I try and switch off from... So I'm the president of Hope CU, and I feel like if I don't switch off, I never switch off, if that makes sense, because it's not just a Tuesday thing. It's a kind of throughout the week thing. So if I get a message at like 10:30 at night, and it's not urgent, I don't need to respond to it straight away. And I think I've been learning that I actually don't need to respond straight away. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, she's just blanking me. I mean, to an extent I probably am, but it's for the sake of rest. So if it's 10 o'clock at night and you've sent me a message, or even if it's a weekend, I'm significantly less likely to reply, because I'm trying to spend time not working or worrying or feeling busy. I'm trying to take more deliberate rest. And so if you are one of my friends and I don't reply straight away, this is why. If you're not one of my friends and I don't reply straight away, this is why. Yeah, I am trying to take more deliberate rest and not respond straight away to everything, if I can. Because I feel like we are almost slaves to the ping on our phone. If you hear it, your automatic response is to read it and reply. Whereas actually that can become very dominant in our lives, and that shouldn't become dominant, because that is not the dominant factor in our life. The pings on our phone should not dictate our day. God should. So yeah, I've been learning that over the last month, that it's okay to not respond straight away, as long as it's coming from a place of, not selfishness, that's not the right word, but deliberate rest, rather than, oh, I can't be bothered. That's different. If I can't be bothered, then I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, just reply. But if it's, oh, I'm spending the evening deliberately not doing anything and someone sends me a message, I'm like, okay, I'm still spending my evening not doing anything, therefore I'm not going to respond, because I've got that deliberate time of rest, if that makes sense. But yeah, deliberate time of rest is something I've been learning about a lot this month, because it's needed to be. It's busy, and that in that rest time I need to be spending more time with Jesus. I always do. Yeah, that's it. So that is the end of this video. I hope if anyone's watching this far, something encouraged you. If it didn't, that's okay. Yeah, I use these to document my life, and I hope you like the journey too. But yeah, please do subscribe down below. I upload these at the last Sunday of every month. As I say, next month is fairly busy, but I should have like content planned, and I am trying to pre-film so that it's not too much all in one go. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Let this be a time and an encouragement to you to also reflect on what God's been teaching you. If you want to film it and upload it to YouTube, send it over to me and I'd love to see it. If not, just send me a message. I'd love to hear what God's been teaching you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the love, and I will see you Monday, Thursday and Saturday next week. Bye.